a retro game review video, and this one is Walker for the Amiga, which was released by Psygnosis in it was either 91 or 92, can't remember exactly when. You can see on the title page here we have a ray traced image of the Walker machine itself, which looks a sort of cross between a Ed 209 and I guess a sort of Scout Walker from Star Wars. I quite like the music to this title page, although it really doesn't suit it. It's quite serene and everything, and the game is anything but serene. So we get the rather short intro sequence here inside the Walker, and that gives you a pretty good idea of what's to come. So let's fire away. Now, I can't remember what the arcade mode actually is, but I do know that F1, which it says is easy, it gives you like the full missions, and there are quite a few of them. This game is rather long, but well, we'll go off with that one. There is unfortunately quite a lot of loading and decrunching between levels. I guess that can't really be helped. The game did come on 3 discs, although you only needed the 3rd disc if you had an Amiga with 2 meg of memory or more, because the 3rd disc contained the speech. And you didn't get the speech unless you had an Amiga with at least 2 meg, which for most people meant you had an Amiga 1200. And when I first got this game I didn't, I had the Amiga 500, but I got the Amiga 1200 a little bit later on, and then I was able to play this game with all the bells and whistles. So yeah, still waiting for it to load. It is a bit of a slow one. However, it's about the only slow thing about the game. I have a good feeling this is... yeah, here we go.
This is Walker Command calling Unit 1. Major loud and clear, Major. Unit 1, what's your status, over? All systems online. Good. Now proceed to the mission waypoint. Once there, you must destroy all targets. Is that clear? Affirmative, sir. View history.
Right, so away we go. The controls are relatively simple. The mouse controls the cursor and that. I quite like the way that the Walker's head follows the cursor around. That was quite well done. The right mouse button is target lock, and the left mouse button unleashes that. Movement is left and right cursor keys. Off we go. And it's a case of you slaughter every fucking thing that comes towards you. The game is sheer carnage. We'll lock onto the cannon there, otherwise we'll come along. And once you reach an area where it comes up that there is danger within that area, the scrolling stops. You have to clear the area before you can then proceed to the next section. Those airplanes, which are quite well done actually, you can clearly see they are Messerschmitts, even though they do look like ME-109s, which weren't bombers as far as I was aware. Now you do have to watch out with your fire. You can't just keep holding down fire all the time. The temperature for your guns absolutely shoots up.
Systems online. This is Walker Command calling Unit 1. We picked up some aerial targets ahead. Affirmative, sir.
Aerial targets are usually the toughest of the lot. taking him out means that he's only going to drop down one load of parachutists. So there we go, let's clear that area a lot quicker. You don't at any point have to use the lock, but with the larger targets it does come in quite handy. Indeed, you would think that the smaller targets would be the ones where the lock would be of most benefit, but that actually strangely isn't the case. Now, I don't know quite why the game seems to be set in various moments in time. And after this one, Berlin 1944, the next level is Los Angeles in 21 something or other, and I don't really know about the whole time travel bit. I also wonder why it is that the walker in the game doesn't bear much resemblance to the walker in the title page. It's also not a good idea to let these guys get too close, because their shots can do quite a bit of damage to your shields if you let them get too many shots on you. I think I got that just in time. Now you don't have full range of everything in the screen. You can't obviously aim any further back than where your walker is standing, so there you go. As I move further along, I can only go so far. And yes, I did just shoot a horse there. And each level is split into two sections. So when you get halfway through here, you then start off at the start of the new section for each level, and then you... Oh, that one took a while. Now, I wasn't actually firing anything then. My ammo or my temperature had got so high that the gun would stop working. But yes, once you get, I think this is halfway point here. Yeah.
This is Walker Command calling Unit 1. Major Robin Crew, Major. Unit 1, what's your status, over? All systems online. Good. Now proceed to the mission waypoint. Once there, you must destroy all targets. Is that clear? Affirmative, sir. Good history.
Now, at this level, when you get to the end of it, there's a sort of boss type thing. On this level, it's like a large V1 or V2, whatever it is, rocket, which you have to destroy. This bit, I think, was just put in so that those of us who enjoy our carnage can destroy it, because you don't really get anything for blowing up the train and all of the various things. But clearly the pilot enjoys it, and let's face it, when you get the chance to do that kind of carnage, who'd say no? I don't know why they felt it necessary to give the speech an American accent, because well, it's not as if Psygnosis are an American company. I'm pretty sure this wasn't intended as a US only release.
Affirmative, sir. We're gone.
Okay, now you get Zeppelin, and this one keeps reappearing throughout the level. Eventually you can destroy it, but not for a bit. Okay, that one's buggered off. Deal with it then. Now this level is somewhat easy, I must admit. You spend a lot of your time just standing as far back or as far to the right as you can, and most of the time the enemies can't hit you. But believe me, that doesn't last very long. And in level 2 onwards, if you keep hanging around the back there, you're going to end up missing a lot of targets that start coming after you from the rear, and then you're in real trouble. Especially if you get ones who attach themselves to you through cables.
Command calling Unit 1. We picked up some aerial targets ahead. Affirmative, sir.
Yeah, you get some enemies that attach themselves to you by cables, and you have to try and swing around so that while they're still on the cable, they will swing round in front of your gun so that you can then shoot them, and that is pretty tricky. However, chances are I'm only going to say you're level 1. If you didn't have this in the day, and what you've seen makes you think you want to give this a try, and I certainly wouldn't blame you, then yeah, you can find out that bit for yourself. But I mean, if you are familiar with the game, then you'll know exactly the enemies that I'm referring to.
Picked up some aerial targets ahead. Affirmative, sir. We're gone.
Now, I think the aerial target he's referring to in that time is the Zeppelin again, and this is where you get the chance to actually finish it off. It comes down low enough for you to be able to actually shoot it. Yeah, it is. That's the Zeppelin done. Okay.
Picked up some ground targets ahead. Affirmative, sir. We're gone.
I'm pretty sure this is approaching the boss. Shit. By destroying the horse that was pulling that cannon, it allowed him going around and attack me. Right, well my shield's getting low, but I've still got plenty enough to finish the level. And this is the end of the level. The first couple of tanks that come along you can destroy, the third one you can't until you've destroyed the rocket that appears. Here it comes out of the launch pad. You can't actually hit it until you can get a lock. You can see its strength there in the bar next to my shield, but it will only go down so far. There it is. And now you can't do anything until it's about to launch. Here it goes. And destroyed it. And then you finish off that tank.
Target destroyed. Stand by for transport.
And that is level 1 done. So that is Walker. So apart from different kinds of enemies, there's not a huge amount else to show you. You've seen that the game is just sheer carnage from start to finish. So what do I think of it? I think the sound is superb. I like the speech. Okay, today it probably sounds a bit basic, but it was brilliant at the time, and I still think it works really well. The sound effects are fantastic. The music of the title page is great. So sound-wise, it's you know, superb. Graphics-wise, I think it's fantastic. I'll also point out actually that although you keep saying Unit 1, once you do lose a life and you get your next life come along, it does refer to that one as Unit 2, and then Unit 3 for your last one, and so on. So there is variation in the call signs as well. So yeah, there's quite a good attention to detail with it. Gameplay wise, I love this game. I always have, because it is just absolute carnage from start to finish. Trust me when I say it is not as easy as level 1 there makes you think. I mean, getting through level 1 is a breeze, but the later levels, even from here onwards, do get pretty difficult. And yeah, trying to get through this level and certainly any of the subsequent ones is extremely tough. So it is a challenge. So, I mean, level 1 will satisfy your urge for, you know, sheer carnage and sheer destruction, and levels 2 onwards will, you know, give you the kind of challenge that you're after. So the game is fantastic. How do I score it? I will give it a 9 out of 10. No question about it. It deserves that. I just think it's superb. Would I say it's one of the best Amiga games ever? Well, it is certainly one of them. I think it's away from being you know, the best, but yeah, it's definitely one of the best. So there you go. That's Walker. 9 out of 10. Great stuff. Give it a go. At last, Psygnosis did a decent game. So there you go. Right, well, that brings this video to an end, and we'll see you at the next one.